Choosing an experiment, I thought about what I personally have to face every day. Working with horses, I often have a feedback about the simplicity of this activity. So I decided to conduct my own physical experiment showing the direct dependence of physics and equestrian sports. This video will show the comparisons of my incorrect landing, which I showed specifically for the experiment, and landing the Olympic rider as a landmark. One of the main gates is the canter. An important point is to maintain balance due to the lower heel. On the video, my leg quickly walks along the belly of the horse, and this prevents the correct center of mass, which is 44% of the distance from the pelvic axis, and the current landing is We are all familiar with the law of conservation of moment, in which the main indicators are mass and speed. It's very important to correctly move the center of gravity without hitting the inertial funnel. Since I deliberately didn't want to fall for the experiment, I decided to show examples from my past. Such a fall strikes a person's body as a gravitational constant that connects to mass acts, and we all understand that the mass of the Earth is many times greater than mine. In this case, the center of mass will not help, but the impulse will add wings. In situations with several barriers of different heights, it's necessary to connect knowledge about acceleration. Since the horse has the ability to slow down the speed with a minimum of temps, to maintain a stable acceleration after the next barrier, you need to add speed in the time period. Speaking of the right way, people often look at the barrier but do not follow the displacement of the position of the body. By the law of constant mass, if the speed increases, the mass also becomes larger. This means that in entering, it's important not only to build a pass, but also not to lose balance due to the mass. Now I've talked about the subtleties of acceleration and mass, and many of us already know how to connect these two concepts. Newton's second law is directly related to the first law. If there is a force, acceleration also exists. But the first law already explains to us why a person lands by falling like an apple did it many centuries ago.